everyone. I hope you all had a good start to your week, and I hope you all enjoyed the weekend's past. Since I've started this year, I've been trying to work on improving myself personally. I've invested in classes that I've found online, reading materials, videos, and a few other things to go along with it. And I've been working on my blog and trying to build it further. But it still feels like nothing has changed. And recently, I feel like my self growth has been at a complete standstill. Yet I know I'm growing in some ways, but I think my biggest issue is that I didn't come into this journey with a detailed plan like most people do. And that's probably why I'm kind of struggling right now because I don't have a true understanding as to what I personally want to grow into. I mean, we all say we want to be a better person, right? That we want a life that's fulfilling, and for each of us, that looks different. But in order to truly get to the growth you want, there really needs to be some understanding, some planning, and research before you can actually put in the work. Now, because if not, then how would you know what direction you're going in? Or what steps does it take to get you there? And I know that planning things can sometimes be tedious and boring, but when you have the steps mapped out, then you can focus on what needs to be done in order to get to where you're going. Now, trust me, I enjoy the spontaneous way a lot better, which is kind of what I've been doing since the start of this journey. Just winging most of it. Doesn't mean I haven't been putting in the work. It just means that I've been trying to get to the main goal with as few steps as I can. I know it's cheating. I know. But now I think it's time to really start working on where I want to grow and how I can get there. So let's take a look at some of the areas I'd like to improve in and how I can get there. And in the process, give you some things to think about when it comes to your own self growth. So I know that there's some things in my life that I feel has been at the same level. There's been like small changes here and there, but for the most part, it's been absolutely the same. Same feeling, same waking up, same going to bed, the same. And I've been saying for years that the next year is gonna be different. No, no, it hasn't. It some of them were slightly different, but not really. So now something's gotta give. I gotta start thinking about what I truly, truly want as far as personal growth goes. Because this is the second half of my life. I always say you get a first half of your life and a second half of your life. This is the second half of my life. So I want it to be far different than the first half. So, what are some of the ways a person can grow? When I finally looked at it, I found that these are the ways a person can grow in life. You have mental, social, spiritual, emotional, and physical. And I definitely want to grow in all of those categories. But to me, they seem so vague because it can mean anything. I need more of a specific understanding. So, what I did was I looked at my life as a whole, starting from today, and asked myself, what is it that I want to make my life? Not anyone else's, but my life, to make it better than what it is now. And this is what I came up with. The first and most important thing is personal growth. I want to be able to accept myself for who I am, both on the inside and the outside. I think that by building a better relationship with myself, I will gain the confidence, the self esteem, and the self worth that I hadn't developed as a child. When it comes to my personal growth, there are some things that I listed here, such as practicing emotional and self care, which that could be for me journaling, my daily affirmations that I do, performing a skincare routine, which I've never had before, and I'm really excited to do skincare for myself and treating myself better than what I do now. Setting boundaries between me and those in my environment, identifying my self worth in all aspects of my life, embracing my negative days instead of being upset at them, and understanding why I'm having that feeling, and also completing my goals, which I normally do small goals and try not to focus on the bigger picture because the small goals are going to get me to my bigger ones. Next for me would be financial growth. I want to be able to live comfortably, not rich, but comfortably. I want to be valued for the work that I do and compensated just as equally. I am a hard and dedicated worker, no matter the position I've ever held. I've bust my butt to make sure everything is correct and working properly. But I was never really compensated the right way for those positions. This has left me to struggle with paying my bills, saving for the future, and it has only added extra debt to me. I want to be able to speak up for myself when it comes to negotiating the salaries that I deserve as well as getting a job that I desire. I want to be able to save the money I need for retirement as well as for things in life that I want to do. To be able to go on vacation more than once every 4, 5, hell, even 10 years. To be able to purchase a car finally before I'm dead and gone, or a house, which I cannot stand living in apartments anymore. So I would like a house and a space for myself. And these are the things that I want to grow in financially. Now, when it comes to my financial growth, I want to identify what my value is financially, which means for me, my salary worth, because I feel like I haven't hit my true potential in salary, and my experience worth. I have over 10 years of work experience, and I don't just want to settle for just anything anymore. Create a system to pay off debt. I've been reading a couple of books lately on ways to pay off debt a little quicker, and there are a ton of apps to track payments for you out there. Also, create a system for saving. I used to be a huge fan of saving, and I was able to save it, and then I just fell off as far as that goes. So I want to utilize all my savings accounts and allocate that amount of money that I set for each one. Next for me is physical growth. For years, I've been trying to get down to my desired weight of 200 pounds. Being a 6'2" female, this is a weight that fits my frame, my body frame, as I was told by my doctor. I wanted to go a little lower, but he said 200 is right for my body frame. Now, right now, I'm around 256. I used to be 290 many years ago, but but not just a weight loss. I also want a better eating lifestyle, not a diet, a lifestyle where I have a better relationship with the foods that I eat and I'm able to enjoy what I eat as well. For my physical growth, this is something I've been dealing with forever, it seems. But I want to find exercises that I can do and motivate me to do them. maybe in house or find a class close by that I can attend. I've already settled on not going to the gym just yet, but somewhere down the road, maybe that will be an option for me. Eating more vegetables and fruits like I used to, create a routine that fits with my day to day schedule so that I can stay focused on my physical growth, and cook more home meals rather than eating out. Now, I don't eat from the known fast food restaurants anymore, and I'm proud of that, but I still do a lot of eating out at restaurants around the neighborhood. And finally, there's relationship growth. I want to have more friends in my life that I can build meaningful relationships with. Right now, I have a lot of acquaintances, but not really friends who I speak to daily or go and do things with. I want to be able to talk to them about anything and vice versa. I don't want to have to pull it out of people or be the one who is always communicating and reaching out, but never getting that in return or barely getting that in return. To build a bond with someone who is just as caring for me and actually shows it as I am for them, because I like to give 100% in my relationships. But I want my own circle of friends, even if that's 2 to 3 people. It's something that I want. And I want to be able to also own up to my side and work better at building those relationships, which I think in personal growth, that will come as well. So if I build personal growth and the relationship growth slash social growth, um, those two combined will give me those relationships and those bonds that I want again. Because I used to have them, but I went through a whole process, and long story short, I don't have them anymore. But that's what I want as far as relationship growth goes. And finally, in my relationship growth, I want to understand what I want from a friendship and what I'm willing to give within that friendship. I want to attend social events in person more. Doesn't have to be anything big. It could be a small event, a small gathering, and that I feel would work perfectly. Come out of my comfort zone and talk to others more. Now, over the years, I've started to talk a little bit more and come out of my shell, but I feel like I'm still hesitant to talk to random strangers or even talk to those I already know. And go out more by myself and get a feel for what is out there for me. I feel like if I understand myself better, I'll be able to attract those relationships, those friendships that I want in my life. Now, there's an understanding that this is all a given, right? To detail what exactly it is you want with your growth. But I think what makes it much more effective is actually seeing it planned out before you. Seeing it on paper, seeing it on a computer screen, wherever you put it at. And that's some of the things I've started to do. Of course, this is going to go even further into detail for each step, but this can serve as a great motivation to keep you on track towards that better life, to keep me on track. And as an added bonus, I created a graph and gave every area of growth a percentage. Why? Well, because this is how much time I feel I should dedicate my time to while still being able to focus on all of them as a whole. And of course, as I see growth in each area, I can shift that time around. So there'll be more time dedicated to, let's say, relationship growth and less time towards financial, because I've seen that growth, I've seen that progress. And not just any little progress, but as it gets longer, well, not longer, but as it gets more strengthened and I'm more comfortable with where I am financially, then I can move that time and that dedication towards relationship or towards physical or whatever the growth is. Or I can add a new growth to it and dedicate a small section to that growth and take financial growth off of it. So that's kind of like an example of breaking up the time and the dedication to focus on each growth. So instead of me sitting here going at the spur of the moment and doing things spontaneously and not seeing the satisfaction that I want in growth, I finally stopped and looked at what I truly want. It's not impossible to achieve. Many have done it before, but it's going to take a lot of work. And I have the time to do it. I think that's what people are more afraid of or not really dedicated to is the actual work that goes into getting to the better life that you want. And yeah, it's going to be a lot, but in the end, it's going to be worth it once you finish it and you look back and say, damn, that's where I was back then. Look at me now. So if you feel yourself being stuck year after year with the same BS, try mapping it out. Write what you want, what growth you want down, and go into detail about it. Then use that as a motivation to push you forward. It may sound silly, but visuals, as we see, work for a lot of people. Otherwise, YouTube and social media wouldn't be as effective. But try it out. Map out your goals, not your goals. Map out your growth and see how it works for you. You can map out your goals too because it goes along with your growth. But map it all out and see how it works for you. And you don't even have to do it the way I did it. You can do it whatever fits your comfort zone, whatever fits your narrative of your growth. But map it out, write it down, and see what you need to get to the point where you have that better life you were thinking about and dreaming about. Now, I really want to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I would love to see some of your thoughts on how you're obtaining your own personal growth. So comment down below or you can DM me and we can talk about it. Now, you can follow me on all my social medias. The link is in my bio below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend as well. And I'll see you all in the next video. All right, everyone. Take care.